Thanks for joining us and welcome to Eating for Healthy Life. Today I'm going to introduce a grain to you. It seems like not too many people know about it because every time I ask someone, how do you like it? They say, what? Today, this is a fonio. This here, it's an organic, it's African, specifically West Africa grain, and it is packed with vitamins, mineral. It's a very low calories and actually much better for your body than rice, pasta, or even quinoa, which we know quinoa is great for us. So what is this is I consider it like a super grain. So as you know, I love to diversify my cooking, my food, and I thought if I bring this to you today, it will be interesting to know something newer. And I'm going to make it 3 different recipes. I will do a breakfast porridge with it, which is absolutely delicious. And I'm going to make it a salad for lunch and a main course. And so you can actually choose which one would you like it, or if you like all of them, please subscribe and tell us what you think of it, okay? So what I am doing right now is a breakfast. If I am doing the porridge, I am going to use 1 to 4. So it is 1 portion fonio and 4 water. So if I use a 1/4 of a cup like this, and I want you to see how fine it is. It's such a fine grain. You can substitute that for couscous. You can substitute it for amaranth millet. It's from the millet family, but you can really use it as rice. If you're using it as rice or quinoa, we are going to cook it and we will see it's 1 to 2, the ratio for water. And if we're doing it for porridge, I'm doing it 1 to 4. The other thing is for porridge, I don't like to toast it because I like my porridge to be very thick, clumpy. I don't like my porridge to be a little bit, again, we will talk about that next time. So I am putting a 1/4 of a cup. Let's do a half. So I will have a leftover. I will do a half of fonio, and I am going to put 2 cups of hemp milk, and you can use whatever milk you would like. I like hemp milk because it's a very high in omega, but use whatever you would like. And it takes no time with fonio to cook, so don't put it on the stovetop and leave it. It really takes no time. Sometimes I just pour hot water on it and leave it and just, cover it tight and leave it, and I come back, it's already tender. And today I'm going to do my porridge with as I said, my milk is hemp milk because I'm very big on omega-3. I am using walnuts, vanilla, cinnamon, flax seeds, and this is a ground flax seeds because I'm not using the blender. Don't use a whole seed flaxseed. And I'm using raisin. You can very much use blueberries, raspberries, mixed, frozen or not. So it's up to you how you would like your porridge to be, but I'm going to show you. I like my porridge to be very loose. So I am going to show you right now. As soon as it starts boiling, it will get thicker. And it's one of these breakfast or recipe. It takes no time to make, and you will have a nice hot breakfast that it's a quick, nutritious, and very low calorie, and it will keep you full pretty much until lunch or all day. It's really actually started to get thicker now, even though it hasn't boiled yet. I want you to see it is almost, look, it's almost like sand, white sand. Look at this here. It really is such a superfood. It just needs to hydrate, and once it hydrates, it gets thicker, and you can add whatever you would like. I like to add a little bit of cinnamon with my porridge. I'm not a maple syrup person, but you can add maple syrup, you can add honey, you can add yocon syrup, brown rice syrup, fermented brown rice syrup, because fermented brown rice syrup, it does not affect your glycemic index, so it makes actually a much better sweetener for breakfast. Look, it took no time. It looks so amazing. I want you to see how thick it's becoming. And it's one of these breakfasts, seriously, if you're ready, it will take I'm going to lower the heat a little bit because I'm supposed to cover it, but I don't want to cover it. I wanted you to see. Look how thick it became. Look how it became look how thick it became. I'm going to lower it because it's bubbling all over, and actually once I put the vanilla, and if you're adding any sweetener, you add it at this point, or you can add it later. It's really up to you. If you add a sweetener, add a dash of salt, because salt brings the sweet taste through. I'm not adding any sweetener. I'm adding just the vanilla and cinnamon, and I'm going to use some more cinnamon. Here we go. And I'm adding some raisin, some walnuts. And again, I am using walnuts because I like a very high omega, but you can use almonds, you can use hazelnut, you can use whatever you have or none. So that's how gorgeous it will look. And again, you can use blueberries, raspberries. Look how beautiful it looks. And this is when you can drizzle a little bit of maple syrup. I am not I don't like sweet, so it's more, this is more for me, okay? It's really a great green for you. You will get used to, it has a greeny feel to it. It's not cream of wheat that it's completely smooth. It has a little bit of texture, but it's quite a delicious texture. Try this for breakfast. You will not regret it, okay? rice. So I am making a recipe today, even though the main thing today I am showing you is the fonio, but I am cooking something I love, and whenever I need something that it's delicious but packed with vitamins and greens, I actually make this. And usually I make it most of the time with the spinach, but I did it with dandelion and it was actually very good, especially it's very bitter. Dandelion, it's really bitter, so it worked beautifully. So I am going to go ahead and start cooking the fonio, and what I am going to do, I am just putting about approximately a teaspoon of olive oil. And as we talked before, olive oil should never be cooked over 375 maximum. 400. I washed the fonio because I wanted everybody to know, if you feel like you want to wash your grain, please feel free. But I am also going to toast it. And with my other recipe for porridge, I used 1-to-4 ratio. This one I am going to use 1-to-1, okay? Because I don't want the fonio to be porridgey or lumpy or clumpy. It doesn't actually lump, but I want it to be fluffy. So I am going to go ahead and brown it just like you're browning your rice or your quinoa. And once you put the water, it will take about no more than 5 minutes to get thick. And then we will move ahead and cook our actually vegetables and how both of them incorporate together to make a delicious, high protein, very low calorie meal. So I am going to brown, and again, if you don't want to wash it, don't wash it. I did this for anyone who feels like, no, I want to wash my grain first. You can. And with this, because I am going to use that for another recipe that it's also for dinner recipe, is not a sweet recipe, so I'm going to add a tiny bit of salt so it will cook. And you see, when I put it, it was really, the water made it sticky. Look how fluffy it started to look now. I want you to see how fluffy it's starting to look. Here, I want, within no time, as soon as the heat touches it, it goes, it really goes to a very fluffy, non-sticky state. And this here, let me tell you what I'm using here. This is kale. I'm using cilantro, garlic, onion, and tomatoes. I am using today whatever I got from the farmer's market Saturday. They didn't have, I usually use spinach with this, but they didn't have spinach, so I got the kale, and I'm just using the kale exactly the same way I use the spinach. And I am going to use my grain here, the fonio here, like a rice or quinoa or pasta, but this will super really, that's like a super, it will supersede all of them. I'm just using a little bit of salt. And again, I'm just toasting the fonio here. And I am using 1 cup of water because I used a half a cup. Just make sure. Yep. And while this is cooking, let's go ahead and start our vegetable. I'm using 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Since it's olive oil, using 2 will not hurt. I am using a half a medium onion. Let me get my and I'm going to saute the onion until it's translucent. I will have my garlic ready. And I am going to I chopped some of them, but let me show you. Just chop them small, large, whatever you want your vegetables. Sometimes some people like it a little longer. With my spinach, I literally take it as is. I use baby spinach and I don't even chop them. With the kale, I chopped a little bit because, as you know, it's a much bigger, harder leaves. Salt, I am always salt in layers. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't they look beautiful? I cut my cherry tomatoes to halves, and I buy the cherry tomatoes on vine if I can find it. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So if you can find it, buy it on vine. I love garlic, so I'm using 3 large cloves of garlic. You can use more, you can use less. If you don't like garlic, you don't need to add it. If you don't like onion, you don't. It's, again, don't forget, you're the chef, it's your kitchen. Do whatever you feel like. I'm just giving you a recipe, and you can take out of it whatever you don't like, or you add back whatever you like. If you don't like kale, Swiss chard will do a great job. As we said, spinach, dandelion, anything green. The only one I didn't try it is with cabbage, but you can try and let me know. I'm using my garlic. I wish you can smell how delicious it is and how fast that dish comes together. Let's put this out. Oh, it smells, and as you know, no more than 30 seconds for the onion. I am adding cilantro. And if you don't like cilantro, you can add parsley. I love cilantro, and garlic is a very delicious combination. And again, I wish you can smell. My forno is already cooked. I'll put my tomatoes, and you know what? Let me get a little bit of hot pepper. I love to add a tiny bit, nothing, and if you don't like it, just take it out. Here we go. Add tomatoes. And as soon as the tomatoes is kind of softened, you can also squish them a little bit with your spatula or your spoon to cook them. And you can also add, sometimes I roast my cherry tomatoes ahead of time. So what I do is I add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and I put them in the oven. And if you have this in your fridge, just get them out and use it. And now I am adding my greens, whatever. Until the greens wilt. And this is pretty much the dish. And for a dish that it is so simple and quickly, it is packed with flavor, vitamins, minerals, everything. Let me check on my Fonio. My Fonio. Pretty much. This is a dish that you can have for dinner. And now it's time to add your protein. Whatever protein you want to add, you can have tofu, you can have beans, you can have chickpeas, whatever you feel you want to add. That's the time now. I'm just going to add all the greens. And the reason I didn't add all the green, I needed them to wilt a little bit because otherwise they will overflow in my pan. And I'm going to just a little squish to the tomatoes here to release all their juice. I'm chasing one of them, doesn't want to be squished, so I'm literally chasing one of them. Let me try. Oh my God. So the salt is perfect. This is very much your dish. And I'm going to put it in a bowl now. Let me clean up this for a second. Take all. And what I'm going to do here, this is how your veggie, you can use as much or as little as you would like. This is pretty much, you can double the recipe and have a big bowl for a couple of days. I usually like to eat it when it's fresh and hot here. And what I'm going to do, I am putting it here. And I am bringing my Fonio. See here, this is a half a cup. It gives you such enormous, it gives you a lot more than, and I am using this together. And again, you can add your protein at this time. And let me show you. You can really have this. If you serve this to guests, they will think you are the best chef in the world. I promise you. Add some more of this. Let me. Here you go. Look how beautiful it looks. And this, guys, I can eat it breakfast, lunch, dinner, any time of the day, because it's one of these really delicious vegetables that I will enjoy any time of the day. And now I am going to make a kind of salad. I have a whole bunch of things here that I got from the farmer's market. My meals are dictated by what do I buy from the farmer's market. Like this week I found beets. Look how tiny and gorgeous the beets are. And what I did is I roasted them with a little bit of olive oil, and I put them in the oven for 1 hour and peeled them. Look how gorgeous. And as we all know, beets are excellent for your liver and for you. So you can have any beans you want. This is a black beans. I made it yesterday for my dish, so I kept some, but you can use whatever you can. Just make sure it's organic and you wash it very well. I also had butternut squash from the farmer's market, and I cut them into smaller pieces, and I made them specifically from my grandchildren. They think it's a sweet potatoes, so I don't tell them it's butternut squash. We don't want to rock the boat. So they love it and eat it. So I am using whatever I want and I have, and you can use whatever your fridge you have and what you want. I got also arugula from the farmer's market. I got the red onion, I got radish, I got parsley, I got cilantro. So whatever you have. The star of the show here today is the fonio. So I made it as a main dish, and I am making it now as a salad. And it's really one of these grain that you can substitute your quinoa, you can substitute your rice, and it makes a great porridge. Look at our episode with the porridge. You can do whatever. I am using also here kale. So what I am literally doing, I am just dropping all my veggies here. And for you, whoever you know me, I try to get as much vegetable as I can get. If I can accomplish 30 to 40 a week, it's great if I can make it 60. And what's helping me is really the farmer's market, because I go there and I get this, and I come home, like I got turnips I pickled, and I will show it to you as soon as the pickles comes along. This is the radish. Here I love a little crunch. And all you have to do, just put whatever you want in your salad. I like my parsley in the salad not to be chopped. I like it like, you know, I literally pick them and put them, and it gives you a great deal of freshness. I am putting my sweet potatoes. I like my onions. And I am using my beets. Is that a super salad or what? And this here is the fonio that I cooked. And this one I cooked 1:2 ratio. For the porridge, I did 1:4 ratio. And this is how it looks before. Let me just hold it in a way. This is how it is before it's cooked, and this is how it is after it's cooked. And this is a very high protein, low calorie grain. And I am going to have my garlic, and I love this one because if I need very little garlic, very, very small amount, I don't need to even peel my garlic, and I just need a little hint. I am going to use it with my olive oil. So to make sure you don't chew on a whole piece of garlic. Look how quickly that recipe comes together. I'm using some lemon. My salt, I usually for salad, I really like Celtic salt or Celtic here. And I want you to look how gorgeous the colors. And just go to your farmer's market or go to the store and pick up whatever looks beautiful to you. And look, I think I overfilled my bowl. So now let's see how many things we have. We have butternut squash, we have beans, we have beets, we have onion, we have garlics, we have arugula, we have parsley, we have kale, we have radish, we have lemon. We have about 12 different vegetables and things that it's great for your body. And it's really, this is what food is all about, is delicious, but how healthy can it be for you? And look, here it is. And I'm going to serve myself. Here you go. And you see, there is so many different veggies. And again, put whatever. If you don't like arugula, use Swiss chard, use collard green, whatever you feel I like and I will eat. Okay? So try the recipe. If you like it, please subscribe. Done.